This is the Living in Clarity podcast. My name is Brandon Fisher, and this is Coach Ratner. And that is weird to say. We're no longer the Fish and Coach Show.
Yeah, we decided to change our name from the Fish and Coach Show to the Living in Clarity podcast.
And what's the reason we decided to make this decision?
A number of reasons. You know, many times I give talks to people and speak, and at the end people ask me, "Oh, do you have a podcast?" I go, "Yes." I go, "It's called the Fish and Coach Show," and almost every time everyone says, "The Fishing Coach Show, the Coaching Fish Show." You talk about fishing, and we're not a fishing show. And the reason we called it the Fishing Coach Show because you're Brandon Fisher and I'm Coach Ratner. So I thought it would be a really cute idea to be called the Fishing Coach Show. I still love the name, but it's really hard to get across to people what the show is about. So I decided to change it to something that really, what I feel like the show is really about, it's really living your life in clarity. So we call it the Living in Clarity podcast.
And we both came up with this idea, and as soon as we had the idea, we're like, well, but we love the name Fish and Coach. By the end of the day, we were officially the Living in Clarity podcast.
I had been thinking about it ever since I called it the Fish and Coach Show. I'm like, I know it's not the best name, but I like the name a lot. And then after a few months, I'm like, I think we need to change this name. But we didn't want to do it the first year. So we decided to wait until our new season. We're now in season 2.
Welcome to season 2.
By the way, season 1 has 50 episodes.
Thank you so much for being a part of Season 1. For those of you who've been subscribed since the beginning,
yes.
We now have over 2,500 followers.
We hit over 2,600 today.
2,600 today.
Yeah, we're starting to fly right now.
And that's all because of you, and we really appreciate you as our viewers.
And we'd love to hear from your viewers, too. If you ever want to have a suggestion for a show or questions, you can certainly email us at, what's our email?
It still is the fishandcoachshow@gmail.com.
Oh, yes. We have to change that,
We
don't
do need to change our name now that everything else has changed.
Or you can email me at coachratner.com.
And direct message us on Instagram.
Or
Facebook
on
Messenger.
Facebook or on, can you do it on YouTube?
I don't know.
I don't think you can instant message on YouTube.
But if you can, we don't know how to check it, so that might not be the best way to message us. Now let's talk about what it is, why we chose this name. What is clarity all about?
Because for me, clarity is a very, very important part of my life. I like to live in truth. I don't like to live in falsehood. I don't like living in fakeness. And I like everything to be. What are you doing and why are you doing it? Everything we do in our life, we have to have a question. Why are we doing it? And I like to live. I don't want to have an ego. I don't want to have. I want to live by my soul, not my body. I want to understand that in life, when you do something, understand why you're doing it, and don't. A lot of times in our life, we make decisions, we make our opinions based on the social circle around us or our parents, and we don't have clarity in thinking for ourselves, right? Thinking for making and having clear opinions why we believe in what we believe in.
So how do you develop clarity? I'd like to share a story, Coach.
Go ahead.
I just got glasses for the first time in April of 2022, so recently. I made it 28 and a half years. I'm so proud of how long I made it without glasses. And then I realized maybe that I can't see the board in front of me. I should probably see if I need glasses. And it turns out I do. I got these nice pair of glasses, and now I can see everything. But what do glasses really do? What they do is they show you what you weren't seeing. They contour your lens in your eye. I don't know the science of it so much, but I understand now that my sunglasses that I had before showed me what I was already seeing. They just affirmed what I was already seeing. The blurriness that I saw without the glasses, they just validated with the glasses on. So when you have glasses, when you have clarity, it's showing you not what you already know and what you're already seeing, it's showing you what you're not seeing. And
right.
In that way, it's building a bigger picture.
Right.
That's clarity.
Right. So in life, we have lots of opinions about maybe hot topic items.
Right.
And you have your own opinion is based, but clarity is seeing something from a different opinion.
Exactly.
My wife always tells me you should try to see things from someone else's perspective, right? Mm-hmm. This is why in Jewish law, when Hillel and Shammai argue with each other, we follow what Hillel says instead of Shammai 99% of the time. The reason why, because Hillel would state Shammai's point with clarity, understanding the nuances, why they believe that, and then he'd state his point. And this is what a good courtroom attorney does also. Mm-hmm. States the opposing cases first with clarity, understanding it, why they believe that they're right, and then he'll go against it and tell you why he believes he's right.
So you're basically getting a lot of different perspectives. You're seeing both sides and building the whole picture, trying not to leave any in the dark space.
Right, and the thing is, you want to get rid of the biases, because we all are biased in a certain way, right? If you're a woman, you're biased towards women's rights, and if you're man, if you're living in Israel, you're biased towards Israel being a free country and a safe country. You have biases, but you have to understand where those biases come from. I always wonder, like, if I grew up as a terrorist in Afghanistan, would I believe that I should be killing people, innocent people? Would be my fear? Or would I try to, get rid of my biases and see the world from a different perspective, and maybe what I'm doing is wrong, right?
That's right. And let's talk about it, since it means seeing the world from a lens that you might, most likely, will disagree with or don't have yourself, because that's how clarity is built. And we say opposites attract. So, Coach, it's so annoying that opposites attract, but it's also, this is the reason why they attract, because it's all about building that clarity. Hashem's given us the opportunity to build clarity.
Well, yeah, you're correct. God wants us to have clarity in life. There's something called confirmation bias, and I want to go against what you just said, because some people, like, if obviously we're doing podcasts on Jewish values and Jewish ideas, chances are a Hamas terrorist is not listening to us, right?
That's true.
Right? But we're going to get people that already believe in what we're talking about and agree with us. That's easy to do. But what we're trying to do is get people that maybe don't believe in what we're talking about to understand, like, we're observant Jews, and we believe that God created the world and that he put us here for a purpose, and that our purpose as Jews is really to be a light into the world. And we want everyone to have that clarity, and you might not see it because, for me, growing up in a house that was, not so Torah observant, that I didn't have that clarity because I didn't have my glasses on, right? I can only see my one vision. I didn't have clarity in life. I didn't understand that there's a creator. I didn't understand because it wasn't taught to me. But as you get older and you become wiser and you start looking at the world from different perspectives, you gain clarity in life.
And if you're not getting seeing the world from different perspectives, you're not really even living. You're just kind of validating your own, I don't know what you would say.
Well,
your
confirmation, your own biases.
Your own biases.
Right. It's like there's an idea that when you turn 50, they say you become wise, right? And it's true, because when you turn 50, they say you always should honor someone who's older because they have a lot more wisdom than you, because they've seen the world from more perspectives than you have seen. And it's hard when especially they say when you're a teenager, that they only see their one perspective. It's hard for them to, like, get out of their brains because they're all brain damaged anyway. Really, officially, teenagers are brain damaged because they're still growing. It's true.
That's an interesting perspective.
Yeah, they are. We talk about in our house all the time. My son says, "Yeah, I'm brain damaged from 23 years old or 25 years old." That you have your confirmation biases, and it's hard to get out of that mindset and see other people's perspectives.
But when you do, and when you understand the other perspectives, and of course you reformulate your own perspectives, you can understand more of who you are, what you're doing in the world, and that's what it's all about.
Especially in marriage, you have to be able to see, if you're having an argument in your marriage, which happens inevitably to almost everybody, you have to be able to see what the other person is saying, how they're feeling, where they're coming from. Because when we can get out of your mindset, get clarity, and see it from their perspective, you'll get along much better with everyone in your life, especially your spouse.
So there's so much to say about clarity. There's so much value in living in clarity.
But we want our listeners and each other, we want to be living in clarity. We don't want to live in falsehood, fakehood. We want the truth.
We want to be in this world, this view of clarity. I want to point out one more thing. The first blessing that we say in the weekday Shmones, right? The weekday Amidah is all about clarity, which is you're praying for discernment, understanding, Bina bracha, Bina blessing, which means that the first thing we request from God is clarity.
Right.
Just to understand what we're doing in this world, what's next, what's the right thing for us to be doing, and how to proceed. And it's something that we never really have complete 20/20 clarity, but when you do have those moments of clarity, my rabbi always says to take a screenshot or a snapshot.
That's funny.
Both ways work.
Yeah.
Take a snapshot when you have those clarities, because most of life is spent in a little bit of darkness.
Yeah, and we're going to try to have people on these shows that really give us clarity.
Yeah.
In the past last season we had some great guests, Lori Palatnik and Rav Gov, and we had who else did we have?
We had Rabbi Cohen.
Yeah.
We had Jamie Geller.
Oh yeah, Jamie Geller was
we had
great.
Mark Rosenberg twice.
Yeah. And we had my son.
Your son,
My son who writes music. So Liam Ratner. So in this coming year, we're going to have a lot more people living in clarity. That's our goal here, is to make sure our listeners live life in clarity.
And we're excited to grow with you over this next season and this next year.
Yep.
Again, thank you so much for being part of our team, being part of this Living in Clarity zone.
Yeah.
Together, we're living in clarity.
Yep. Yeah. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon. Thanks for joining us on this episode of the Living in Clarity podcast.
If you enjoy what you just heard, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment with any suggestions for future episodes.
We'll see you next time.